Iraq's drought unveils 3,400-year-old palace of mysterious empire.
Here's a summary of the article.
A team of German and Kurdish archaeologists have discovered a 3,400-year-old palace that belonged to the mysterious Mitanni Empire, the University of Tübingen announced on Thursday. Last year, the team of archaeologists launched an emergency rescue evacuation of the ruins when receding waters revealed them on the ancient banks of the Tigris. The ruins are part of only a handful discovered from the Mitanni Empire. The Mitanni Empire is one of the least researched empires of the ancient Near East, said archaeologist Ivana Puljas of the University of Tübingen. Even the capital of the Mitanni Empire has not been identified. The team had little time to spare as water levels continued to rise, eventually submerging the ruins again. At least 10 cuneiform clay tablets were discovered inside the palace.
This post received a score of 13,703, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Sorry if this is a stupid question, but if the dam was only built in 1981, wasn't this ruin known before that?
It's a big desert out there. And back in the 80s aerial and satellite survey were not as good. Lots of stuff can go unnoticed.
Plus, sand moves a lot. It piles up and hides things. Flood that area with water and currents will move the sands away. This ruin was likely covered in sand, water was introduced, slight wave action and currents moved the sand off of the ruins, leaving the heavier blocks in place.
Ain't that the truth? One day I'm cruising along the channel. Next dam, boom, sandbar.
The Mitanni Empire isn't particularly mysterious. We know as much about them as we do about most of the other civilizations of the time.
It is when compared to other CIVS. We don't have any historical documents about Mitanni written by themselves, for example. The Mitanni elite spoke an Indo-Aryan language and was the westernmost extension of the Indo-Aryan languages, while the commoners spoke Hurrian. Would love it if we would find their capital Washakani someday, must have some kind of archive.
I always thought the Persians and the Medes were the first Indo-Aryans to arrive in that area.
Greater than the Persians and the Medes were the first Indo-Aryans. Indo-Aryans are a subgroup of the Greater Indo-Iranian group. Persians and Medes are from the Iranian-Aryan group who settled in southwest present-day Iran, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kurdistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia. Indo-Aryans were the ones who moved east to modern-day Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Mitannis apparently were Indo-Aryans. Why did they move even further west than their Iranic cousins, instead of following their brethren to South Asia is something I don't know.
It's something nobody knows, which is why finding Washakani in the Mitanni archives would be so important. While the actual reason will have been forgotten by the time the Mitanni became literate, they might have preserved some kind of myth about these prehistoric events. The most likely hypothesis is that an Indo-European elite came to rule the disparate Hurrian tribes by the process of elite recruitment, the same way most of the Indo-European expansion happened. There is no evidence for an invasion.
Greater than the most likely hypothesis is that an Indo-European elite came to rule the disparate Hurrian tribes by the process of elite recruitment, the same way most of the Indo-European expansion happened. Even in the more recent history, if we look at the ascension of the Turkic people in Middle East and Western Asia, it was because of the same reason. Abbasid Empire hired Turkish soldiers and generals as elite legions who were supposed to be loyal to the caliph since they would be outsider in that tribal-based society. Eventually the Turkish armies overthrew their overlords and formed their own empires in the region.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.